Well, I suppose we should fire up the Massey here and remove all the portable panels, freestanding panels, and our corrals. Got the corral cleaners lined up to come here within the next week or two, I guess. Get that job done so that when they get here, away they go. There's no panels in the way. Should I use the Massey or the Magnum? I'm gonna use the Magnum. It's a little more comfortable, I find. Well, first things first, we gotta undo all these chains. Pull these out of here. I guess I should move the feed box truck out of the way as well. Get the bale feeders out of there. These fence line feeders. And then those windbreaks over there, separating this corral from the next corral. Take all the portable stuff out of there. Just makes it easier for them to clean the corrals, that's all. All right. Allowed to open it up. Got the windbreaks separating that corral from this corral. The fence line feeders over there are gone. It's all opened up. There's not much to haul out of this corral, but I opened it up anyway, just to make it easier for the trucks to come in and out. Stack everything right there. Now there's one more corral over here. I got a row of not fence line feeder. I got a row of freestanding panels in there just to make an alleyway, to make sorting easier in the fall here and whenever we're working cattle, sort of thing, to make another alleyway. I got to get them out. Yeah, I can do that right now. And other than that, that's it. So that didn't take very long at all. Pretty much done. Well, not pretty much done. There's another 1, 2, 3, I think 6 panels. 6 or 7. I'll get out of that other corral. And then there's a few more to move, but I'm not going to move them until the corral cleaners get here. And there's only 1, 2, 3 panels to move, so that'll be easy enough to do whenever they show up. And I don't want to move those 3 just because the bred heifers need those panels just to come in for water, you know what I mean? So I guess we'll go grab those other 6 out of that other corral right over here, and that'll be good enough for now. Okay, so those other panels are in the corral right over here. In that corral, in kind of behind that old granary. I got to access the corral right over there through that gate. So I think what we'll do is close this gate here, and then I can come in and out of the corral with the panels, and I'll stack them right in the corner there, because that's all permanent. That can't be moved. So I'll stack the 6 panels or whatever in this corner, and then close that so that when I'm coming in and out of the corral, the bred heifers walk in here. Well, they still can't get out because this is all blocked off, right? And these are the other panels. I'm going to move that one, that one, that one to get this cleaned here. This is where I bed the heifers during calving. So, oh yeah, they are in the corral too. So yeah, we'll close that gate so they can't get out. Open that up, and they can come into here if they want, and whatever, don't matter. Get those 6 panels out of there. 6 or 7, whatever's there, and then that's it for the time being. And then whenever the corral cleaners get here, I'll move that one, that one, that one, and there's one more over there I'll move too. And that should take care of it. Okay, so we'll close that gate. Strictly Grain Guy's got such clean trucks, clean tractors. Well, it's because they're never working in the mud, right? When you're a grain guy, it gets too wet, you shut down. There's nothing to do when it gets too wet, right? Whereas a cow guy, when it's too wet to be in the field or whatever, you always got something you can do with the cows when it's too wet to do other stuff. Not that it's an excuse to keep your equipment dirty, but I just find like, seems like I'm always struggling to keep the tractors and trucks clean? Well, it's because there's always something going on, whether it's wet or dry, it don't matter. It seems like when it's wet, I'm always doing something with the cows. I'm gonna go open this gate over here now. You can access that really easy. And then those panels out of there. Guess we could undo the chains right now. Well, the cows are all in the corral bawling away. It's like they want to get fed or something. What are you guys bawling about? You acting hungry? They're not getting fed yet. I guess we could give them a couple bales to shut them up. But get these panels, get that bale feeder out of here. These panels along here, get them out of here. That's got her. Keep these gates like this so the heifers can come in the corral for water. We got all those panels out of there. They're stacked over there along with the bale feeder. And yeah, like I say, whenever the corral cleaners get here, I'll take those out of there to make it more convenient for them. Get these corrals clean. Well, that didn't take near as long as I thought it was gonna. So, ground's still soaking wet. Guess I could find a piece of plywood or something to kneel on. Finish those last couple Midrow banders and get that done, maybe. You know what I'm gonna do though? I'm gonna take the garden hose, just rinse off the tractor real quick. That way it won't stick to the rims and whatever. Let's go do that. This isn't working very good. All the cows are drinking, I guess, and there's no pressure. This thing has quite a bit of pressure actually, but since everything's drinking out of the water, all the pressure's going there, so. I'd have to give it a few minutes, let them finish drinking and get out of the corral and build some pressure. This is gonna, it's not really doing a very good job. I mean, it's rinsing it off a little bit, but I just want to get the bulk of it off, like that stuff smeared on the rim, whatever, that's fine. It'll be getting dirty again when I put the panels back. Well, actually, it probably won't be because the corrals will be cleaned and shouldn't get the rims dirty, just the rubber. And that don't matter that much. There, it's getting a little better. There we go. This is that water wand I used to wash the radiator out in the combine. There we go. That's better. Slowly getting better. There. A little bit of pressure now. Wait, see what I mean? Like if this was a strictly grain farm, I wouldn't have used the tractor today to move them panels, because when you don't have cows, you don't got to do that. But got to stay busy, I guess. Well, that's good enough. I just wanted to get the bulk of it off the rims and whatever. But I was thinking maybe this hose was half froze. Why it was flowing so slow. I should probably put the hose back in the pump house where it's warm. I might need that in the future. Yeah, I'll put it back in the pump house. I got the heater going in here, so it should be nice and warm in there. I gotta get this lawn tractor out of here too. I parked it here because the tires always go flat. So I could pump the tires up quick because there's an air compressor in the pump house. I should probably pump the tires up, start it before it gets too cold, and park it somewhere out of the way for the winter. So I got access in here to get into that bale feeder right around the corner there behind the pump house here. Get that out of the way. Now is this thing gonna start? Of course not. Why would it? Well, we'll let that sit on there for a while. It'd be good to charge the battery up for the winter anyway. Well, I should take the battery out for the winter, put it in the house, but we'll charge her up either way. We'll give that a couple hours or something. Go do something else. What the heck? Why isn't this on? Well, let's see if it'll start anyway. There we go. There, we'll get her parked. Park it out of the way. There, that's done. Little tractor's out of the way. Well, I'm going to go around and see if I can get a mid-row bander done. Okay, now where was I? All the snow melted anyway. Ground's still wet, but the snow's gone. Ooh, this tire's a little rough shape, showing threads there. Huh. That's just on a wing. Not the end of the world. Yeah, we got 3 left. I thought there was only 2, but there's 3. Okay, we left off with this one here. Yeah, because that's where the broken bolt was. So, we'll start with this one here. Got her. Well, just the one. Not done. Still got 2 more. Just finished the one mid-row bander. Now, start on this one. Should get that one done. Well, actually, if we don't screw around too much, we'll get them both done today. And then we're done the mid-row banders finally. But I just got a call from my mechanic buddy there. Took the new-to-me service truck to him. He figures he got her problem figured out. Turns out the cam sensor plug or something, he was saying, was dirty. Like packed grease all around there and dirty and bad connection. They cleaned all that up, did a relearn or something on it. I'm not a mechanic, you guys. I don't really know what he was meaning there. He did a relearn, cleaned up the plug and all that at the cam sensor. Runs good. So, things are looking up. Things are looking up. Okay, I'm going to do this next mid-row bander here. We're on the last one. Last bloody mid-row bander, finally. Got that second one in done. Got this blade off, just about to pop the dust cap off and get going on her. Man, things are looking up. New-to-me service truck should be nothing major, I hope. Like, buddy figures he's got her, so hopefully I won't need it till spring now. I'll get all the tools from this truck here. Put the welder, slip tank, air compressor, torch, all the other tools that I got jammed in the cab, put it all in those cabinets and do that sometime in the spring or whatever when it warms up. Because he might have it for a while. He's going to go through it just to make sure there's nothing else majorly wrong with it, right? That way it'll be good to go for me when I need it, you know, crucial time at seeding. So, and then seeding, haying, and harvest time, I think it'll work pretty good. But anyway, I'm going to get going on this last mid-row bander. And then if there's time, maybe we'll tackle one of these pivot points where the bushings are and see what that's going to be like to get apart. I don't think that's going to be very easy. I don't know why I think that, but it looks like you can see in that hole there, it looks like a stainless pin or like it looks like a stainless pin or something. I don't know. So maybe it won't be as bad as I think. But look at this last hub here I was wiggling. See the play in that already? Now, I know what you're going to say. You can just take the dust cap off, pull the cotter pin, tighten up your castle nut, put the cotter pin back on, dust cap back on, grease it, done. And you're right, I've done that in the past. But what I found is when they got that much play already, you can tighten up that castle nut. It'll get you by for a while, depending how many acres you seed. But I think last spring I had 1 or 2 that were loose like this, and I tightened up the castle nut. And I think that was one of the ones that didn't even make the year. I had to stop and swap out bearings. I don't really remember though. But yeah, I could do that. Just, tighten up the castle nut, away we go. Take a chance, and maybe it'll last 2 seasons. But normally I find when the hub's that loose, you tighten up the castle nut, it just doesn't last. So, I mean, we got all the bearings already, seal everything. So we may as well just do it, and we shouldn't have any trouble with this thing next spring for seeding. Shouldn't have any trouble with the Midrow banders. They're wore down about 1/2 inch. We got room yet. So I'm thinking, if I run this thing next season, like I was telling you guys yesterday, run this drill next season with the Midrow banders, that'll wear out the discs that much more. Get some kind of money out of those bearings we just put in, and then maybe go get those the Midrow shank seed hawk conversion and do that. The only thing I'm worried about with that conversion that guy makes out of Saskatchewan is, you see how the hoses are in this on that one there. Well, that one hose is popped out, but on that one there, when the Midrow banders lift up at the end of each pass, the hoses gotta lift up into here, sort of thing. I'm just worried that new shank setup, where the hoses connect, I'm worried that it might not work as good to flow into here. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's higher up or something and at a different angle or whatever, if these hoses connect at a sharper angle this way, you know what I'm saying? When the Midrow bander lifts up, it might push the hose right into the frame there. I don't know. Because he's got it on his 5710, and those 5710s don't do this. 5710, the whole frame of the drill lifts up and down. Where this 3310, each opener lifts up and down. Each opener's got a hydraulic cylinder. It's kind of a goofy setup, if you ask me. And each Midrow bander's got a hydraulic cylinder. So there's lots of pivot points, right? But they claim this is your precision seed placement with each opener, you know what I mean? It's adjusting depth on. I don't know. I think if it rains, it's going to grow. But anyway, a little off topic here. Okay, I'm going to keep going on this, get this last Midrow bander bearing done. That's it. These frickin' Midrow bander bearings are done. Oh, that's a relief. That's a big relief, actually. Wow, that was a freaking job and a half. I can't imagine doing this on the, what's Bourgault's big one? 100 foot? And even the 66 foot. That's, wow. I guess you would just get more help if you're doing that many. Or if you got a 66 foot drill or the 100 foot drill, you probably got a shop you could put it in and do this all winter on. So anyway, we got her. I'm gonna clean up some of these tools that we don't need anymore for the, the bearing race driver kit and the fudge packer thing and punches, chisel. Well, yeah, we'll need the roll pin punch for that, for those bushings. I want to see if I can get one of those apart and see what the heck goes on there. So yeah, I'll clean up some of the tools and then we'll try to take apart, try to get that pin out where the bushings go and see what that's going to be like. I think it would have been better if they had the roll pin horizontal instead of vertical. Like, how do you get this roll pin out when you got to hammer it like this. Like the hoses, these hoses are in the way. I guess we could take this ram right off, this little cylinder, unbolt it here, unpin it here. That's pretty simple. I mean, the pressure's off, so it'll come off easy. Yeah, we're going to have to do that on every single one. Because you can't get a good hit like this, right? You can't swing with this stuff in the way. Would have been way better if they had it horizontal like that. Man, you can wail on that frickin' thing. Man, Borgo does some dumb stuff. Okay, just pliers for that pin, and then a 15/16 socket and impact for the bottom. Okay, this should come off quite easily. That's just a carriage bolt. Okay. Oh yeah, there's washers in between there too. Ooh, that bolt's a little wore out. Okay. That's easy enough. Now the pliers. Pull the cotter pin. Oh, I'm pretty pumped to get that new to me service truck going. Hopefully that's all it was for sure. Is just that sensor. Wiring was all dirty. Right at the plug. If that's the case, that'll be an easy fix. Not expensive. Which is what I was hoping for, so. Okay. Knock this cotter pin out. Jeez, that cotter pin fits in there tight. Wow. There. Okay. Yeah, there's 2 washers on each side there, or 4 washers, 2 on each side. All right. Now we'll just go like this. Move him out of the way. I guess he can't really. There. Now let's see what happens. I don't think this roll pin's going to move hardly. Is it going? Oh. No, didn't budge. Well, you know what I'm going to say to these bushings? Oh, come on! Hitting the frame of the frickin' drill. It ain't budging. There, and I just mushroomed it, so it ain't gonna come out. Forget it. Well, not sure what I'm gonna do there with those bushings. If you can't even get the roll pin out, you're not gonna get that other pin out either. It's gonna be all seized up. That's a piss poor design as usual for Borgo. But you know what else I'd like to do to this thing this fall yet? And it could probably be done. I'm just not sure where to drill the hole. I guess we could look at any one of these. I'd like to make these greasable, right? Like that one guy was telling me. Where do you drill the hole? Does it matter? You know what I mean? Do you drill it up here or right in the center or right, like, I don't know. In the center would make most sense to me. Both sides. And whereabouts here, you know what I mean? Do you drill it here or here or here? Like, I don't know. Be easiest right there. Or right in line with that arrow. Somewhere right here, drill a hole, tap it, put a zerk, done. But I think I want to look at a new one of these housings and see what it looks like inside there before I start drilling holes. Because I don't know what the heck. But But yeah, that would be the best, I think, is have these greasable instead of that other deal, like I said. Have them all the way down and then have this shimmed up. That, I don't know about that. But man, some of these bolts I beat the hell out of knocking it down to adjust the height. I'm worried these bolts are going to break off come spring. Because now that it's going in deeper, it's going to be more pressure on all this now, right? So more stress on that. Might in turn start breaking those bolts on top. Because I've had them break in the past. A few of them. Like this one here, look how mushroomed he is. From hammering on it so much. Look at that. Have to take a grinder with a zip cut and shape it so you can get a socket back on there now. But yeah, I'd like to make all these greasable. That'd be a lot of taking around. Well, not 48 times, right? Because there's 24 midrow banders and then 2 of those shafts per midrow. So 48 holes to drill, 48 tap, 48 zerks. But I don't think that'd be very hard to drill through, would it? I think that's tomorrow's plan. Go to the dealer and just get that part, look at it and see which way or which spot would be the best spot to drill that hole in. I think that's the best way to do this. Because that one that we adjusted, was that yesterday? Lifted it back up a bit. That was pretty nice how it just zipped right back up or down wherever you needed it. So if a guy made them all greasable, you could adjust it anytime. I like that idea. Instead of having them seized later on, especially if we switch this drill to those midrow shank conversions. We might need that adjustment for those shanks. I don't know how, you know what I mean? Depending how that shank bolts on there, we might have to adjust that, raise it way up or lower. I don't know. So it'd be nice to have that adjustable. I don't know what I'm going to do with those bushings. I don't think an air hammer or an air chisel or something would hammer that out. I don't think so. Same with these pins. Maybe it would. Anybody got experience with an air hammer, air chisel, whatever they're called? Would it push that out? Those roll pins? And then this pin here too. Maybe they would. I don't know. I've never used one. But I think that's good enough for the day. I'm just glad those midrow bander bearings are done. That was a big job that I was kind of dreading, to be honest. But she's done. Right on. Yeah, like where would a guy drill the hole? I mean, you're not going to drill back there. That makes no sense. To me, right about here. Right about here. Right in the middle of it somewhere. At an angle, sort of, kind of. So when you got your depth gauge thing, it's right about there, right? Right in the middle. But what is inside here? I don't know. I'm just rambling on. We'll talk to you guys in the next one, I guess. Thanks for watching.